Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am your Muse Traci. I am here to inspire you and empower you to live the life of your dreams, to create on purpose exactly what you want in all areas of your life, to stop settling and to stop suffering. You are not here to suffer. If that sounds good to you, you are more than welcome to subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'm so excited. We're approaching 10K. Thank you for being here with me. I offer one-on-one coaching, and in my coaching program, we take a deep dive into your subconscious programming or your belief system, and we do the work to change the programming that is effectively covering up and masking your true brilliant nature. I will take you through the process of cleaning up your programming, integrating the creator belief system, releasing stored emotions from the past, as well as teaching you how to honor and process your emotions on an ongoing basis while manifesting, as well as much, much more. We meet 2 to 3 times per week, and in between each session, you also have email access to me. You also have homework to do on your own in between the sessions and your own work to do. It is a lot of hand holding, and it is an intensive month designed to create real transformation in every area of your life. We're not just focusing on one area, we focus on all areas, and we do the work to return you back to your true nature of being an effortless and unlimited creator. Most of my clients will stay in coaching with me 2 to 3 months to integrate all of the teachings. Some want to stay longer, some stay shorter. I always stumble on that. I'm going to have to change. I always stumble there. Anyway, it's always up to you, the amount of support and, hand holding that you want to have. It's up to you. You get to decide if you want to stay longer or shorter. If you're interested in learning more about the coaching program or anything at all, leave me a comment down below, or you can send me an email as well. I do have a free mini course and a 7-day I Am challenge. Both are available in the description and also on my website. So the mini course is addressing the question of, is it even possible to manifest a specific person? And so hopefully with this mini course, we're getting rid of that question. It's not a question. And it's not only that it's possible, but you're already doing this with every person in your life. So I'm explaining that. And yeah, you want to get that questioning out of the way so that you can get on with manifesting whatever it is. And if you're still questioning this in your journey, I highly recommend this for you. It's completely free. Again, you can find the link in the description, and it's on my website as well. All right, you guys, so let's get into the video for today. So what I want to talk about is partial manifestations. And this came from a session I was having with one of my one-on-one clients, and we were sort of catching up. I think it was on a Monday, so we were catching up on what had happened over the weekend. And, she was kind of catching me up on things that had happened since our last session. She was telling me about realizations that she had. She was also having lots of movement that was happening as well. And one of the things that she mentioned was something that she had been intending for in her business, something that she had scripted about in one of our exercises. And it's sort of like her next level of vision for her business that she had scripted about. And what she was telling me was that she was on a drive with one of her clients. They were going somewhere, and one of her existing clients that she's already working with. And the client just all of a sudden, as they're driving, turned to her and said, "I really want you to join me at this thing," which was an opportunity for her to go to the next level in her business. And so here it was, the very thing, the start of the very thing that she was scripting about for her business. And she knew that it was. She knew that this was very clearly the result of her scripting. But here's what she did with it, you guys. She looked at it and said, "Oh yeah, this is definitely what I was scripting about, but this isn't it, because this is just partial. This is just like, this isn't what I want, because this is just like basically the tip of the iceberg," is the way she looked at it. And so instead of claiming it fully and saying, oh, I know exactly why this is showing up. And not only is this what I scripted about, this is absolutely the starting of the unfolding of everything. She didn't do that. And I didn't catch it at first because as she was explaining it to me, I could see that she was making the connection that, yeah, the very thing that I scripted about, here it was. My client was just out of the blue presenting it to me. I didn't have to ask. I didn't have to like dig or prod. The client was just bringing it up to me. So I could see that it was very much, she was relating it to what she had envisioned. But what we got to uncover is that she dismissed it, thinking that it was a partial manifestation, thinking that it wasn't the full fruition of her manifestation. And it was a huge eye-opening moment because here's the thing, you guys. Partial manifestations are only partial if you say they are, okay? Because everything is exactly what you say it is. So if you are starting to see the unfolding, or you see like the tip of the iceberg, as I'm calling it, and you know what's happening, you know, of course, you're the only one creating, you know, you envisioned this, you visualized it, you scripted about it, whatever, you intended for it, you desired it, and here it is. You were very specific, and here it is. And you know that things unfold, right? Because as we were getting to this realization, as I was realizing how she was interpreting it, and then we were talking about it, I said, you know, you're not going to wake up one day and walk outside in your business and you're at the next level. And she laughed because, of course, she understands there's an unfolding, right? So first the client presents the opportunity. Then next she has to probably show up somewhere. Then maybe next she has to make a phone call. Then maybe next she has to pursue something, right? And so there's an unfolding to everything. What you want to know, what you want to do is get good at identifying the breadcrumbs. And you identify the breadcrumbs because that is the start of your manifestation. And you identify, I know what that is. I know why this client is just turning to me out of the blue and presenting to me the next level that I wanted to go to in my business without me having to do anything. You have to see that as the starting of the unfolding. You have to identify the breadcrumbs and follow the breadcrumbs, follow the trail, right? And know in your mind where you're going. You have to know what it's leading to, because this is the mistake that she was making. She saw it as partial. She saw it as not what she was wanting because it wasn't the full thing all at once. And it is what she says it is. So because she said, oh yeah, that's nice, but haha, it's not the real thing, and this is only partial and not what I wanted, then okay, well, she's in control. It has the meaning that she's giving to it. So she's giving it the meaning, this isn't it. So she's stopping it in the tracks. It can't really unfold further. I mean, it can, but it's unlikely. I'll have to check in with her the next time we talk and see what's happening. And then we related it back to also how she does this with her SP, right? And maybe you're doing this too. Maybe you get some movement, some, opportunities presenting themselves to you, and you don't see it as the starting of the unfolding. Maybe you're seeing things as a partial manifestation and a quote unquote failure. This is something else that we uncovered in the session. She previously, not so much recently, but previously, like prior to us working together in this intensive one-on-one fashion, she's one of my monthly clients as well. Prior to that, she would see these partial manifestations as evidence of her limited creative power. She would make the partial manifestation, which is the starting of the unfolding, she would make the partial, the initial sign of her manifestation mean that she was not powerful, when nothing could be further from the truth. Nothing could be further from the truth. But you see, if you look at this starting of the unfolding and say, look at that, it's only, just the tip of the iceberg. I must not be powerful. I must not get to have the full manifestation. It is what you say it is. It is what you say it is. And then you stop everything in the tracks. It can't continue to unfold. You can't follow the breadcrumb trail because of the way you are perceiving the movement and the tip of the iceberg, the breadcrumb trail. You're perceiving it as, I failed again. I guess I'm not powerful because I only ever get partial manifestations. That's you doing it. That's you misunderstanding how things work. So it was very clear to her that, when I presented it, like, you're not going to wake up one day, walk outside, and all of a sudden you are in the next level of your business. Like, it doesn't happen that way. There is a natural unfolding. This is something that Neville very clearly talked about. Like, everything is happening in the most normal and natural way. It has to, actually, the most normal and natural way to you. Everything has to make sense to you. Okay? So now that's not to say that you can't be surprised, you can't be blown away, you can, but still fundamentally those things like make sense to you. Okay? So it has to. That's part of like how things unfold. So let it unfold, you guys. There really is no such thing as a partial manifestation. You make it a partial manifestation by looking at the start of the breadcrumb trail and going, that's all I get, right? So again, we were starting to look at other areas and with her specific person, how she might have also been doing this. And she said, yeah, I think I do. I get movement with SP. And then, I go back to expecting, it was just like a one-time hangout, or it was just a one-time thing, a one-off, but really it's still back to this old story. Well, it is if you say it is. This is what you guys have to keep in mind. It is what you say it is. So your job, the thing that the muscle that you're building up, the skill that you're building up, is learning how to say it is something different. Learning how to say it is something more of your benefit. Learning how to say something that, it is something that maybe isn't, the most logical explanation. Logic is you sort of regurgitating things, because logic is basically like, I know that leads to that, and then that happens. Well, how do you know that? Because you've seen that unfold before? Okay, great. Well, you're just saying I can get what I've got before. My past predicts my future, as Joe Dispenza says. It doesn't have to. So you don't need logic when it comes to manifesting. If you work in a field where logic serves you, great. When you're working, logic away, have at it. But when you're manifesting, logic is limitation. It's limitation. You don't have to do that. So practice building up the skill of saying it is what you want it to be. It's going where you want it to go. So like with her example, when the client, her existing client, presented this opportunity that was the next level of where she already knew she wanted to go with her business, instead of saying, yeah, okay, that's nice. So nice that my client is saying this thing to me. I know that I want this, but it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to turn into anything. Instead of doing that, because that's limitation, that's lack, it's a lot of things. But what it isn't is where she wants to go, because she wants to go to that next level. And so when you see this movement happening, this partial manifestation, I don't even like the word partial manifestation. There's no partial manifestation, by the way. I'm just calling it that because I think a lot of people view it as such. I don't believe in partial manifestation. It's partial because you cut it off. You said, this is all I get to have. Maybe you even said, like my client did, this is evidence of my limited power. No, this is evidence of your immense power, because you looked at it and said, that's all I get. And so your reality said, very well then, that's all you get. But if you say, oh, look, the start of the unfolding, of course my client shows up and says this opportunity, we're off to the races. Here we go. I'm going to follow this trail. I know where this trail leads because I'm creating. I remember I scripted it out. I designed this for myself. And there's always an unfolding. So of course my client is saying this to me. I'm going to follow this trail because I know where this trail leads because I'm creating where this trail leads. You see the difference? Now, when you do that, you don't call it a partial manifestation, do you? You only call it a partial manifestation if you look at it and say, oh, well, the full package didn't get dropped at my feet right now, so, and, my client was laughing about this as well because you can see how, now looking back and when you're presented with the other option, maybe you just didn't know you had another option, okay? This is just like maybe a habit of looking at things and saying, oh, face value, that's how it is, right? No, you don't have to do that. You get to make up the meaning. So you look at it and you say, this is the starting of the unfolding. I know where this leads because I'm creating where it leads, right? You have to do it. This is where Neville would say, it doesn't work itself. You have to work it all the way. You work it all the way to the end. Well, there's always another end, by the way. So, but you have to keep working it. You have to keep saying where it's going. If you look at it and say, partial manifestation, I must not be powerful. Very well, then you're not. But you are, because you're cutting it off, because you said that was it. That's all you get. So, and then look at other areas of how you do this as well. So when your SP, your specific person, shows up and you see like some change in their behavior, do you expect that to be the start of the unfolding of different, behavior through and through, different situations, different circumstances, different decisions, different mindsets from the specific person? Or do you see their different behavior and then go, but they still don't want to fully commit. They still are happy over there by themselves. They're still all good, and I'm manifesting them. No. No. So remember, it is what you say it is. So when things are starting to show up, it's a breadcrumb trail. Follow the trail. And, my client was doing this. She knew that she created that. She remembered scripting about it. She remembered visualizing about it. She knew that that was exactly what she wanted, okay? The only little adjustment that we needed to make is for her to understand that this isn't all she gets. This is leading to everything that she has mentioned so far that she wants. There will be more. There will be another level for her business and another level and another level. But this is the start of the unfolding to the next level that she wants to go to, right? So it's good to know why things are showing up. That's good. Step one. Step two, you decide what's happening next. Where are you going next? And this is not controlling the how. This is knowing what to expect so that you continue the unfolding. If you expect that this is it, this is all you get, you're creating partial manifestations, okay? But that's you doing that. You don't have to do that. All right, you guys. So if you have been, like my client, getting partial manifestations, and maybe you've even been using that as evidence of your limited power, I've got news for you. None of you have limited power. None of you. That's an illusion. That's a lie. None of you have unlimited power. You all have infinite power. You're born with it. It's your birthright. And you don't need anyone to, give it to you. You just have to give it to yourself. And it's helpful if you clean out, the childhood programming and the childhood trauma and the backlog of emotions and, kind of like take out the junk that you no longer want to carry forward into your new life with you, your new dynamic, your new reality that you want to step into. You don't have to bring all of that with you. You can, at any time, put it down. Just, okay, I've carried this programming, this not so great vision of myself, not so great thoughts of myself, not so great thoughts about my potential, not so great thoughts about my power. I've carried all of this stuff long enough. It's enough already. I'm going to put it down. And now I wish it was that easy. There is a process to that, but it can be easy. I had someone leave a comment. I'm going to end the video after this, but I want to mention this. I had someone ask a question in the comments like, and I've had this question before, but how, Traci, how do we change our subconscious programming? How do we do it? How do we do it? Well, it's not hard. Your subconscious mind is responding to you. It responds through repetition. It responds through commitment. It responds through command. It responds through other things. I'm just listing a couple of things. But the thought that you don't know how to change your subconscious mind and your programming, and that it's difficult or that it's impossible, is a belief, is a limiting belief in and of itself. So tell a different story. I'm changing my subconscious programming and it's easy. And not only is it easy, I know exactly how to do it. I know exactly how to do it. And then do it. So you decide what your new programming is. You decide by looking at the old, deciding what you would prefer, and you go through the process of creating awareness and changing the programming as it runs. Remember my music app analogy. I've spoken about it many, many times. The true way to change your programming, the most effective way, is in the moment. Yes, repetition can do it, but repetition cannot take the place of doing it in the moment, okay? So if you're affirming, I don't care, like 10,000 times a day, but when the old programming comes up, you like entertain it, you let it run. Old programming's still running. You got some nice affirmations that you're saying 10,000 times, but as the old programming comes up, you're just letting it run. Okay, well, it still runs. No, you have to change it the moment that it comes up. So that's the real way that you change your programming, is in the moment through, sort of like intention to change your programming, and through awareness. You have to be aware when the old programming is playing. The, repetitive affirmations, those can be helpful, but that's not where the real change happens. All right, you guys, leave me a comment down below and I will see you in the next video. Bye.